This is the first time that I'm speaking about it. Something that I'll never.
A former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs speaking out in a new interview with new allegations about wild parties and drug use.
The defense has tried to discredit Ventura by highlighting text messages that suggest affection and voluntary participation, as well as pointing out inconsistencies like changing the date of alleged assault from September to August 2018. This is a common defense tactic aimed at gaslighting victims by questioning their memories and motivations. However, experts and advocates argue that trauma often impacts memory, and victims
He was responsible for Diddy's day-to-day life, so he is able to provide a lot of information about what that life was like. He goes into detail on extensive use.
Frequently maintain contact with abusers due to complex psychological reasons, comparable to someone continuing to use dating apps even after being catfished. The trial is expected to last 8 to 10 weeks, and if convicted, Diddy could face life imprisonment. Beyond the legal drama, this case has ignited a broader reckoning in the music industry about power abuse and accountability. Ventura's lawsuit opened the floodgates for more allegations, much like the Me Too movement in Hollywood exposed decades of abuse. For years, the music business tolerated or ignored exploitative behavior as part of the game. But that culture is shifting, and powerful figures like Diddy, once untouchable, are now facing serious consequences. This fall from grace is nothing short of dramatic, akin to a reality TV show finale. If these allegations are proven true, it would reveal that one of the biggest icons in hip-hop history wasn't just an industry mogul, but also an alleged predator abusing his power. The allegations against Diddy have...
And I know you said he explained all of the items that were involved in these Wild King nights. Did he mention who would participate as well?
A lot of them were unknown to him. He did mention that a lot of the women were very, very young as 20, not underage, but certainly young.
Sent shockwaves through the music industry, revealing a disturbing pattern of abuse and exploitation, allegedly hidden behind his powerful empire. Cassie Ventura's testimony has been particularly harrowing, detailing years of physical and emotional abuse, coercion, and manipulation. The trial, which began in May 2025, has exposed not only the alleged crimes, but also the defense's attempts to discredit Ventura by focusing on inconsistencies and suggesting voluntary participation, a common tactic that ignores the complexities of trauma. Law enforcement's discovery of over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, narcotics, and firearms at Diddy's residences has only deepened suspicions about the true nature of his operations. This case has become a landmark moment in holding influential figures accountable for abuse and exploitation in the music industry, sparking a wider conversation about power dynamics and the urgent need for safer environments for artists. Meanwhile, the saga of Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, famously known as Jelena, continues to captivate fans with its emotional highs and lows. Recently leaked audio of a voicemail, allegedly from Justin to Selena, surfaced, stirring rumors of a possible reconciliation. The voicemail, which appears on Selena's deeply personal track Love Will Remember, expresses intense affection and vulnerability, shedding light on the complexity of their relationship. Despite Selena's engagement to music producer Benny Blanco and Justin's marriage to Hailey Bieber, the emotional residue of their nearly decade-long on-and-off relationship remains palpable in Selena's music, with lyrics that hint at lingering feelings, trust issues, and unresolved heartbreak. Their history of breakups, reunions, and even couples therapy reflects a tumultuous bond that has become a defining part of their public personas. Hailey Bieber, now Justin's wife and mother of their child, has been navigating the pressures of being in the spotlight while dealing with the ongoing Jelena buzz. Though she appears composed publicly, sharing loving moments and engaging positively with both Justin and Selena, fans continue to scrutinize her social media for signs of underlying tension. The rapid transition from Justin and Selena's final breakup to his engagement with Hailey in 2018 left many fans skeptical and added layers of complexity to their intertwined stories. Despite moving on with new partners, the narrative of Jelena continues to resurface through leaked calls, emotional lyrics, and public speculation, proving that some stories in pop culture never truly end. Together, these two stories highlight the intense scrutiny, emotional complexity, and power struggles that often play out behind the scenes in the entertainment world. They remind us that behind the headlines and scandals are real people with real pain, growth, and ongoing journeys. Whether it's the legal reckoning facing Diddy or the unresolved emotional ties between Justin and Selena, both sagas continue to shape conversations about accountability, healing, and the complicated nature of love and power in the public eye. In early 2023, Hailey Bieber, along with Kendall Jenner and another friend, posted a now-deleted TikTok lip-syncing to a viral audio clip that sparked major controversy. Although the clip didn't name anyone, it surfaced just after Selena Gomez was publicly body-shamed in paparazzi photos, leading many fans to interpret the video as subtle shade aimed at Selena. Selena responded with a calm and classy message. "It's okay, I don't let these things get me down. Be nice to everyone." X, which many saw as a quiet but powerful clapback. Hailey later tried to downplay the incident, saying it was just a girls' night and not directed at anyone, but the damage had already been done. This moment came just weeks after Hailey and Selena posed together at a gala, an event heralded by media as a public gesture of peace, but the TikTok controversy cast doubt on the sincerity of their reconciliation. The tension only escalated when an old clip resurfaced of Hailey seemingly mocking Taylor Swift, a close friend of Selena, prompting Selena to defend Taylor publicly. Then came the so-called eyebrow saga in February 2023, when Selena joked about over-laminating her brows on TikTok, followed by Kylie Jenner posting an Instagram story with her and Hailey's brows on display, which fans interpreted as another possible jab at Selena. Both Kylie and Selena quickly denied any shade was intended, but suspicion lingered. In March 2025, Hailey allegedly liked a TikTok mocking Selena's fiancé, Benny Blanco, which led to swift backlash, though Hailey's team denied the claim and called it fabricated. Despite denials, these repeated moments fueled ongoing fan speculation, because they seemed to tap into deeper insecurities, comparisons, and unresolved wounds related to the complex dynamic between Hailey, Selena, and Justin Bieber. Meanwhile, Hailey has been posting increasingly intimate photos with Justin, from tropical vacations to affectionate selfies, which some interpret as a public statement amid the revived Jelena, Selena plus Justin rumors. Hailey has spoken openly about the emotional toll of public scrutiny on her marriage, revealing in a W magazine interview that she works with a therapist to cope with the constant negativity and comparisons. Yet, some of her social media behavior, like cryptic captions, shady TikToks, and a surprising accidental follow of a Selena fan account, has only intensified fan theories and kept the drama alive. Though Hailey appears composed and focused on her family, her digital footprint paints a more complicated picture, fueling ongoing speculation about the true nature of her relationship with Selena and the ongoing triangle between Justin, Selena, and Hailey. What's even more chilling are the claims that Diddy used his wealth and reach to silence anyone who tried to expose him. Financial records and witness statements suggest a network of hush money, NDAs, intimidation tactics, and silent threats. One former employee testified that their job included delivering envelopes of cash to individuals threatening to go to the press, each envelope allegedly accompanied by a quiet warning, "Stay silent or suffer the consequences." Court filings even mention private investigators allegedly hired to stalk accusers, adding another disturbing layer to what's being described as a sprawling conspiracy of intimidation and cover-ups. And then there's the incident that left the courtroom breathless: the leaked surveillance footage from a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. In it, Diddy is seen grabbing Cassie, throwing her to the ground and dragging her by her sweatshirt. The footage is harrowing, but it's Cassie's. Testimony that truly cuts to the core. She told the court this wasn't a one-time event. It was part of a larger pattern of fear, control, and emotional torture. She recounted nights where he'd bang on her door, demanding to be let in. And when she had nowhere else to turn, she sought refuge at the home of one of his own security guards. Imagine the emotional agony of having to hide from someone who claimed to love you. And now, others are speaking out. One of Diddy's former associates, known only as Phil, says he's coming forward because, in his words, Diddy is a predator. He's not the only one who believes it. As this trial looms, with a start date set for May 2025, the world is watching. And with every new testimony, every new piece of evidence, the myth of Sean Diddy Combs continues to crumble. That's what this is all about. One of Diddy's former associates said he's speaking out because he doesn't want someone like this to continue unchecked. But here's where things take an even darker, more harrowing turn. Cassie's courage to come forward has opened the floodgates. As of now, over 100 individuals, yes, you heard that right, have stepped forward with allegations against Diddy. And the details are not just disturbing, they're terrifying. Prosecutors say they're building a case around a systematic operation of exploitation centered around events Diddy himself allegedly referred to as freak-offs. These weren't glamorous industry parties. They were, according to witnesses, nightmares in disguise, places where women were reportedly coerced, trapped, and stripped of their autonomy. Evidence points to carefully planned gatherings executed, with military-like precision. Flash drives allegedly handed over by the late Kim Porter before her tragic death are said to contain explosive footage, some involving high-profile celebrities. If verified, this evidence could shake Hollywood to its core. The scale of the allegations is staggering. Over 120 individuals have either filed lawsuits or are preparing to do so, and their stories follow chillingly similar patterns. Women flown across state lines under false pretenses, isolated and exploited. Prosecutors are calling it a calculated abuse of power, protected for decades by Diddy's fame, fortune, and connections. And now the world is asking, will this trial finally deliver justice? Not just for the accusers, but for an industry that has too often looked the other way. When investigators reviewed the case, they quickly zeroed in on racketeering, an organized system, not the work of one rogue figure. And while the Mann Act charges stuck, racketeering drew a hung jury. Still, the financial side of this case might prove just as damning. Court documents allege that millions were funneled into offshore accounts and shell companies, used to fund payouts, hush money, and a vast cover-up machine. Legal experts are calling this a watershed moment, not just for its scope, but for the systemic corruption it exposes. And then there's the flash drives. Investigators are now poring over what could be the most damning material in the case. If what's alleged is true, the footage could implicate celebrities even more powerful than Diddy himself. Legal teams are working to authenticate the videos, and early reports suggest the contents are beyond troubling. For years, whispers echoed through Hollywood, but now the whispers have become a roar. The question on everyone's mind, is this just one man's criminal fall? Or are we looking at a Hollywood mob boss unraveling? While Diddy's depravity seems clear to many, the law demands proof. But the threads are unraveling faster than anyone expected. Equally haunting are the allegations surrounding Kim Porter, Diddy's late partner. According to sources, Porter was preparing a memoir, Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side, detailing years of abuse and her own experiences at these parties. The book briefly appeared online before being mysteriously pulled from Amazon. Prosecutors now believe it could contain critical insight into the inner workings of Diddy's empire. And then there were the March 2024 raids. What federal agents, Discovered inside Diddy's properties stunned even the most seasoned investigators. Thousands of bottles of baby oil, suspicious paraphernalia, and digital records. Combined with chilling witness testimonies, the evidence points to an operation rooted not just in manipulation, but in obsession and control. This isn't just a scandal. It's a blueprint of how power is weaponized to silence and dominate. Court filings describe an empire of fear, fueled by cash, NDAs, and covert operations. Diddy's name may be at the center, but the ripples reach far wider. Legal experts predict a parade of celebrity witnesses, including some unexpected names. Yes, even Austin Powers star Mike Myers has reportedly appeared on a witness list. Why? No one knows yet, but it underscores how deep and far-reaching this case may go. And while high-profile names make headlines, let's not forget the bravery of the unnamed women, those without fame, fortune, or security, stepping forward. Despite everything, these are the voices that will carry this case forward. Courtney Burgess, a key witness, claims to possess multiple flash drives containing explicit footage involving not just Diddy, but several A-list celebrities, and, in some cases, allegedly minors. If authenticated, these videos could become the cornerstone of the prosecution, the final blow to a crumbling empire. As the cultural shockwaves grow, the message is becoming painfully clear. This isn't just about Diddy. This is about the toxic power structures that allowed this to happen in plain sight. Once a symbol of success, Sean Diddy Combs is now a reflection of an industry forced to confront its ugliest truths. Former employees, bodyguards, insiders, all now coming forward, all painting the same picture. A man obsessed with control, cloaked in charisma, protected by silence. And now, the silence is breaking. The curtain is falling, and the world is finally watching. There's a younger girl. There's a power dynamic. We can't ignore that. A more impressionable person is easier to manipulate, easier to control. And while we weren't in those rooms to witness every moment, while we can't speak for the consent between the people involved, what we can speak to is the undeniable human cost. This scandal isn't just about Diddy. It's about the victims. It's about the families left shattered. And yes, it's about Diddy's own children, the ones now left to carry the weight of these devastating accusations. In October 2024, Diddy's 6 oldest children released a joint statement. It was emotional, raw. They described the situation as heartbreaking, a storm that's torn through the center of their lives. Who could blame them? The public humiliation, the 24/7 media circus, the unbearable gravity of the charges, all playing out on the world stage. And even as they stand beside their father, the cracks in that once united front are starting to show. How do you reconcile the man you called Dad with the monster painted in these allegations? It's a question no child should ever have to answer. Now, as we edge closer to Diddy's May 2025 trial, the tension is growing. Will more witnesses step forward? Will the infamous flash drives become the smoking gun the prosecution needs? And maybe the most chilling question of all, who else will be implicated as more evidence sees the light of day? Legal experts are already calling this a landmark case, one that could reshape the entertainment industry, finally forcing the world to ask, what's the true cost of power and fame? You have to wonder, in those moments, was this about thrill? About control? Was it a game? A test? As we try to piece together this twisted and tangled web, one question echoes louder than all the rest. How did it come to this? How did one of the most celebrated names in music become the epicenter of a story so dark, so deeply disturbing, it feels ripped from the pages of a psychological crime drama? Is this the inevitable collapse of an empire built on secrets and silence? Or is there more lurking beneath the surface that we've yet to see?